Hi, welcome to Maestro MSD channel. How are we doing today? So, we're at day 17 since the last video concerning my skin disorder. So, I'm going to go ahead into showing the progress report on my skin. Yeah, and I know I wanted us to get back, sooner than 17 days. I wanted us to get back within a week, but I got tied up busy with a bunch of other stuff, and so here we are. So let us begin. This is my right hand, and this is what my right hand is now looking like since the last time I had recorded it. And I must say it's coming along pretty well. This is back of my bicep, my tricep, and I don't know if you could see what the biopsy is now looking like. I can hardly see it myself, and so that's what my right arm is looking like. And now for the left, and this is what the left arm is looking like. And I must say it's coming along pretty well. Okay. And now for my right thigh. This is what it's looking like. And I don't know if you could see this clearly. I can't. And this is what it's looking like in the back portion. And for the left thigh, that I also got the biopsy done on. And I must say my leg somehow I don't know, it seems to be developing some mass to it, as I'm not eating the way I normally do. But right here, I don't know if you could see it, was the biopsy was done. Is this it? I can't even tell. Yeah, okay, that's it. And that's the back portion. It was all wrinkled, skin wise, and all of that stuff was going on, and it seems like all of that is slowly clearing up. And now for my foot is wow, that's the bottom portion, and that's what it looks like. All that swelling and stuff is not like it was the last time. And this is the other one, my right foot. All that skin and all that other stuff that was going on, thank God all that is over with. Okay. I still got a ways to go, but we're working on it. Yeah, so that's what it is at this point. And now I want to go into the other stuff, such as I'm when I go to treat myself, with the urine therapy aspect of things is that you know, I'll have about 20 ounces of urine, let's say, that I would go ahead at times, not all the time, some of the times I'll go ahead and get in the shower and I'll just, you know, soak myself down with ivory soap. It's a very nice soap, and you know, get all the residue off my skin, and then I'll go ahead and I'll dry myself down, you know, from head to toe, make sure all the water and stuff is off, and then I'll proceed now with taking the urine and start saturating my skin, and you know, from head to toe, you know, rinsing my nostrils and my ears, you know, my eyes, and then I'll wait and for a minute, then I'll rub it in, rub it down, then I'll come back again after waiting about 2-3 minutes or so and reapply and so forth. And then after all that procedure, then I'll turn around and I'll, you know, with lightly warm water, and I'll rinse. And then after I finish rinsing, you know, then I go and I dry again and get out the shower, and then I move to my virgin olive oil. This is a gem product, and I would go from head to toe with that and leave it, you know, working on my skin and let it dry in and all that. And for my foot, from my knee down to my instep, at times it will start itching, and so I'll go back and reapply more, you know, olive oil to it, and after about maybe 5 minutes or so, the itching will then cease, and I'm good to go for a while. Sometimes it's hours, you know, it'll go up to 6 hours before any form of itching. But usually as soon as the itching starts again, you know, after several hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, I'll just go back and get back in the shower, and I'll just, you know, redo the whole procedure again. And usually I would probably just go ahead and have me a drink, maybe 10 ounces of you know, urine, and which I'm going to explain how I go into doing that, because you know, that consumption of the urine is got me going, you know what I'm saying? It's like we get into all that a few ways down into the video. Okay, so yeah, I you know, I'll go, and after, you know, I repeat the whole, you know, urine therapy thing with the washing and stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna move on now to my food intake, the diet. Yeah, so I'm trying not to make this video lengthy, you know, because the other ones they run into 20 minutes. I'm trying to see if I could cut it real short. But anyways, every time I try to get into the fast, I would start and get about 12 hours into it, and then something happens in my mind. It's like, okay, I see this, I see that, and I want to eat something. And you know, at times the hunger is not like it used to, wherein I don't be having this serious hunger urge, like I gotta eat. But at times I will, you think, my mind runs on cheesecake and all that sweetness, and the walnut in it, and the caramel in it, and I just gotta have me some cheesecake. So I'll go ahead and I'll get me this brand, Turtle, it says up here, and cheesecake below that, and it's 2 slices in there, and I would tell myself I'm gonna have 1 slice. I wind up eating the whole thing. But of course, I'm drinking my water. I'm not missing out on drinking that distilled water, you know. So at times too, I'll wind up eating my cheese. I gotta have me my sharp cheddar cheese, and it doesn't matter what brand it is. I just gotta have some cheddar cheese with my Ritz fresh stack original with my cheese. And this doesn't happen every day with the cheese and the crackers, you know. But the cheesecake thing, sometimes I'm having up to 4 within the day. And sometimes before going to sleep, I'd want to have 1, but I wind up having 2. So I guess it's the sweetness, and maybe that's what helped creating this body mass that I'm getting, because I'm not really working out or doing anything. And yeah, I have energy level. My energy level is not down. You know, it's pretty good. You know, but I noticed that my body mass is getting. You know, I'm getting bigger. You know, and I'm curious now. I would like to jump on the scale and see what my weight is, because I feel like I've gained a weight, and I don't know if it's the consumption of the water, because I'm up to, on an average per day within 24 hours, I'm up to a gallon, sometimes a gallon and maybe 8 ounces or 10 more ounces. I really want to get it up to a gallon and a half per day. But I'm working with it, and you know, I'll see how things work out with that. And I'm not eating, you know, like regularly like I used to eat anymore. Like I'll be eating like, you know, shrimp, lobster, you know, fillet fish, you know, red snapper and all that stuff that I used to eat, and all that meat stuff, you know, like even what is it? So a week would go by before I have some meat, you know, and it's not a lot, it's very little, you know, and so forth. So my meat consumption, that I used to think that meat makes you bigger and stuff like that, I don't know. Maybe what's happening is my body is rewriting the DNA, you know, inside me, and so at this stage of the game I should be at a certain body mass, and because I'm not, it's probably trying to bring me to that. I don't really know. I'm just learning as I'm going and try to put this together. But yeah, so this is what's happening, and I want to go ahead and move into the urine aspect of this video. Okay, and try to explain and, you know, put that down on record. Now, this bottle of urine is this color that it is, and sometimes a little bit darker, is what it would be when maybe I have only 24 ounces of distilled water, you know, after getting up and starting my day. And sometimes too after about 48 ounces of, you know, distilled water, in which you could see that this is going to be darker than the 3 containers I got to show. And the next container of my urine is this container, which is a little bit lighter than the first one. And this now would be after I'm up to, say, half a gallon of distilled water. You know, I don't know if you could really see the color in it, but the first one before this container, that one has a slight odor or sometimes salty. You know, I try to stay away from that consumption of that grade. Okay, and this one is a little bit better, you know, less tasting and stuff like that, and odor too. And like I said, this is somewhere around what is it, 76 ounces of distilled water. But this other one here is the more clearer color one, and this is the one that I don't have a problem consuming this grade. And this is now after I've done drinking like about 3/4 of a gallon of distilled water. And at this time and stage of the game, I'll be going to the restroom to urine like in every 15 to 20 minutes, maybe say up to a half an hour. And this one is very odorless, tasteless, tastes like water to me. And so I could consume this one. So this is what I would work on consuming, which makes me come to the understanding that maybe that's what happened with the patients of Dr. J.W. Armstrong, because his report was that the patient, when they started on the first day of fasting and so forth, the urine would be, you know, yellow, dark yellow, and so forth. And he sees that the patient, they do drink of it, but then after a couple of days down, like 5 days, going to 7 days or even 4 days, the urine starts changing. I think it would want to get more to this color, you know, and eventually it gets to this color, this grade, and even more clearer. And when I'm looking at it, that maybe that's why they're able to consume every drop, because it is more tasteable, more you know, more appreciative. And so therefore they're able to do that, because I don't think when the urine is, you know, of, you know, a darker yellow and stuff with all that odor and stuff, I don't think the human can stomach that, because it's not something that is tasting good. I mean, even let's take for example herbs. When you get like bitter herbs like dandelion and witch hazel and stuff like that, you know, the normal human being, they don't want to be consuming that, because the stuff, one, it's too bitter, it doesn't taste appetizing, you know, it's not an inspiring taste and so forth, you know. So they, you know, they don't want to do that, much less when it comes down to something like urine. Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? So what I come to understand in doing this is that, you know, once the urine gets more closer to the crystal or the, you know, the clearer of it, then it's easier to swallow, to ingest. Okay, and I come to understand that, you know, yes, if you're using all this contaminating food, that, you know, cooked food and food that's not organic and so on and so forth, the urine is going to come out in a foul manner, and thus therefore helps prevent you from consuming it. So I would say, if you're an individual that would like to consume your urine, but you're having a problem because it's too foul, then it would be important to drink more distilled water and stay away from those food that is not organic and food that has to be cooked before it can be eaten. You know, sodas, you know, those chemical drinks, stay away from those stuff and try to stick with, you know, organic stuff and not too much of it. Okay, and that will help to clear up your urine to the point wherein you could consume it, you know. And like, I can't wait to get to the point wherein my urine will be tasting like coconut water, because I want to see how I'm also going to react to the consumption of that. I know how I react to the consumption of this, but I don't know how I'm going to react to the consumption of, you know, my urine when it's in the form and the tasting of coconut water. I think I'm going to be loving it. I'm going to be consuming it more then, because I understand that we are creatures of sweet things, salty things. You know, we crave for those things, you know. So once I think the urine gets to that point, you're good to go. Not only that, when it's like that, then your body starts smelling sweet like a baby, you know. And that's another, you know, topic that I don't want to get into that with the baby and this, the way the babies smell when they're born, you know. But I do believe that we should all, even in our adult age of life, should be smelling that same particular way. But because of the madness and the brainwashing and all that other madness, here we are suffering and dying from lack of knowledge. So where are we now? So right now I think I've said enough for this video, and I hope that this video will be of great help to those who need it. And with saying all that, I just want to say have a nice day and see you soon.